Last time on Shadow Piece, bounties and titles got revealed. While everyone was stuck in Wano, the outside world kept on moving. After a happy night of feasting and celebrating, the Scabbers, Izo, Shinobu, the four Yakuza bosses, Yamato and Momonosuke noticed a strong person approaching. We don't need to make a big secret out of who came to Wano because it is very obvious. Green Bull came to the land of the samurai to defeat a weakened Kaido and conquer the country for his idol Fleet Admiral Sakazuki, or Akainu. With no intervention of the Red Hair Pirates, how will this turn out? With big celebrations, not everyone can come to welcome the new challenger, and yet again others, like the Heart Pirates and the Kid Pirates, didn't care enough to rush over. However, besides the samurai, there is another party that agreed on protecting Wano. Kaido, the All-Stars, and the remaining Tobiroppo all noticed danger approaching. The Azure Dragon decided to take it slow and just spectate the entire scenario. If things take a turn for the worse, he will join the samurai, but until then, they have to try their best on their own. In front of all Wano natives, the Shogun Momonosuke awaits the Marine Admiral. On the inside, he is still just a child, and yet he has to act like a true leader. One thing at least helping him a bit in keeping a cool head during this encounter is the pressure he felt from Kaido and Moria. While still scary, the boy had some time to get used to people of this power level. Are you the leader of this country? Aramaki lands and grass starts to sprout wherever he steps. At first Momonosuke flinches backwards, but after feeling Kinemon's hand on his back, he stands proud and replies, "Indeed, my name is Kozuki Momonosuke, the leader of this country, the rightful heir to the throne, and the current shogun. What brings you here?" In the blink of an eye, vines and tree roots shoot out of the ground and Green Bull himself, aimed straight at Momonosuke. Out of shock, he doesn't know how to react, but his vassals are quick to act. "Lord Momonosuke!" Kawamatsu the Kappa manages to cut through many of the plants, but in the short time frame that he has, even a sword expert like him couldn't evade all the damage. The roots pierce through the stomach and left thigh. As a fishman, he might be more durable than a normal human. However, the attack of an admiral holds too much power, even for a natural stronger race. "I don't need to talk with barbarians like you. All of you are lesser humans and will become slaves for the world government. Don't you dare oppose me." Green Bull's personality and goal become very clear to the samurai, so from this point onwards everybody is fully prepared for combat. Let the 15 versus 1 begin. The first to act is the person with the most experience against Marines. Izo quickfires multiple bullets at Green Bull. With the help of his armament haki, he pierces straight through bark shields generated by Green Bull. The bark can't keep up with the swarm of bullets, and some nail straight through the Admiral's body. While the damage is minor, it still exists and builds up. In addition to that, Izo now also saw their wound closing up, and without hesitation he shares the information of the enemy being a Logia user and a quick explanation what it exactly means, because all of the Wano natives don't really know all that much about devil fruits. They know that as ninjutsu as the beginning. Green Bull may be the user of the forest fruits, but his personality is very fiery. It was already his plan to conquer Wano for the world government, but seeing the samurai cooperate with pirates proved him even more. "Maybe being slaves is already too nice for you villains. Let me show you what it means to fight against the protectors of this world." Aramaki's body starts to shift and change. Wooden structures begin to form on his shoulders. His hand transforms into the same object. "Izo of the Whitebeard Pirates. You think that's how you use guns? Try your best to survive this, gunner boy. Acorn Gatling Forest!" From the wooden Gatling guns Green Bull just created, big acorns get fired at a rapid pace. While normal people would think acorns are not dangerous at all, the speed at which they get shot out and their surrounding armor and haki make them a devastating attack. The samurai team start to evade the attack and destruction spreads around the battlefield. Rocks get blown into smithereens, the ground cracks under the pressure of the acorns. All the samurai can do is focus on dodging and parrying. Even with their number advantage, they can't seem to find an opening. Yamato is the only one who can slowly inch closer and closer to the Admiral. Momonosuke is the person with the least combat experience. In addition, his adult body is still very new to him. Because of this weakness, Kinemon and Denjiro focus more on his safety than their own well-being. It's been a week since the battle and the raid on Onigashima, and unlike Moriya's mythical Zoan regeneration, all of the samurai are still hurting. The Yakuza bosses, Kinemon and Kiku especially, as they all pushed themselves to their limits and beyond during the raid. The young shogun had enough. Watching from the sidelines and being protected all the time hurts him. It may not be physical pain, but seeing his friends get hurt puts a lot of emotional burden on him. Frustration is what accompanied Momonosuke all this time on his journey, and he finally had enough. Using his previously acquired knowledge, he transforms into his Peach Dragon form and starts screaming, "Stop this at once! If you dare to continue, I will burn you to the ground!" For a second, Green Bull hesitates and stops the fire. His information told him about Kaido being an Azure Dragon, but there was no mention of a Peach Dragon. This changes everything. His thoughts change quickly from surprise to determination. If Kaido alone is already so dangerous, he has to act fast. He has to get rid of this dragon as soon as possible. Shifting the focus of his attacks entirely off Momo shocked the samurai team. Now that their lord is this big dragon, they can't guard his entire body anymore. Even with his enhanced defense, Momonosuke cries out in pain from all the acorns hitting his dragon body. He braces himself as well as possible, but it still hurts. The young shogun has not yet learned how to protect himself with haki. If it wasn't for the dragon scales, he might have been already dead. Raizo is the first to act. With his ninjutsu, he instantly moves in front of Green Bull. The most important thing to do is stop their attacks. So after a few hand movements, he shouts, "Ninja art! Scroll technique! Fire escape!" Out of his scroll, flames get released in a concentrated attack. Aramaki's body and thus also the wooden Gatling guns get burned to pieces. For a moment, the warriors of Wano can breathe. The victory through Raizo's fire attacks seemed a bit abrupt, but nobody is going to complain about that. This short moment of carelessness was enough for him to regenerate. Through a sapling sprouting out of the ground, Green Bull returns to the battle. Before his body is even fully recovered, he shoots branches through Raizo's body, sucking out his moisture and energy, leaving him on the ground, unmoving. Green Bull laughs. "Did you really think I don't know my own weakness? Pathetic flames like that won't even damage me." Everybody screams for Raizo. Momonosuke specifically is in tears. The rookie dragon roars, and the Strawhat Pirates spectate the battle. If things really took a bad turn, Absalom is ready to jump in. As a new captain of the Strawhat Pirates, he should be the first to act. Moriya himself doesn't want to help. Not because he doesn't care about Momo and the samurai, but because the Marines think he is dead. That is the major reason why Moriya and Ryuma can't join the battle. Another factor is that the Wano natives want to prove that they are capable of protecting their home alone. To keep themselves completely hidden, Absalom uses awakened devil fruit powers to hide their presences, so that Green Bull won't even be able to spot them. Green Bull stomps on the empty husk of Raizo to taunt his opponents, but all of them are experienced warriors. Instead of just rushing in out of anger, they will use their fury to further boost their strength. The dragon's roar could be heard throughout all of Wano. The citizens have no reason to fear it now. Rather, they celebrate, as they now connect this sound to the dragon shogun Kozuki Momonosuke. On Onigashima, Kaido has moved to the edge of the rooftop. With his observation haki, he is closely watching the battle. One thing especially has caught his attention. "Ino, Neko, move in and bring back Raizo. While you are at it, try to create an opportunity for me to attack." As a beginner in strategizing, Momonosuke openly announces his plan. However, his vassals will support their lord in every way imaginable. They have known each other since they were children. They are rivals, friends, enemies, partners, and so much more. If any of the scabbards had to work together, it should be them. Nekomamushi and Inuarashi leave the side of their leader with impressive dashes. Even without their Sulong forms, they shouldn't be underestimated. Movements synchronized, thoughts shared, willpowers combined, breathing united. Just like one creature do these two mink fighters fly across the battlefield. In just a single second did they cross the distance between them and their foe. This move has never been done before in this way, but technically speaking it has already been performed thousands of times. On Zou, the two kings defended the country separately, one during the day, the other during the night. Now they are combined. Day and Night Cycle, Storm Viper, or in Japanese, Hiro to Yoru no Saikuru, Arashi Mamushi. A combo attack between two perfectly harmonizing samurai gets used. When one strikes the left, the other strikes the right. When one attacks to the top, the other focuses on the bottom. In a never-ending cycle do the two chip away of Green Bull's bark skin. Not only does he get pushed back, he appears to also struggle to keep up with healing. Their speed is a lot to deal with. With one final combined swing from the ground to the sky, do the two beasts send Aramaki flying into the air. This is the opportunity Momo asked for. His two trusty retainers did exactly what he asked for. While they recovered Raizo's body, he lets out one growl after the other. For the people present, it is clear that he is trying to do something, but as of right now, he is still struggling to succeed. As they notice that, another pair steps up. Kinemon and Yamato have been ready to help for a long time, and now their turn has come. The Foxfire's two katana ignite in fire. Meanwhile, Yamato enters their hybrid form. Not having fought together before, the two don't have a lot of chemistry. But the self-proclaimed Odin has heard a lot of stories about the warrior of flames, Foxfire Kinemon. Once the two of them are below their target, they start their attack. First, Kinemon spins around at a fast rate, creating a flaming tornado around him. To finish it off, he performs a flurry of attacks that sends a wave of fire traveling up towards Green Bull, and then he shouts out the name of his attack, Inferno Twister! At the same time as Kinemon doing his technique, Yamato pulls out her own special move. Fire and Ice, a match made in heaven, or rather hell. Take this! Everfrost Icicles! Around Yamato, countless ice shards get generated, and as soon as they exist, they soar towards the Marine Admiral. Getting cut, frozen and burned all at the same time has to hurt even someone who leads one of the greatest factions in the world. The unexperienced dragon continues to howl, just thinking to himself, please work, I beg you, dragon powers, please work! Slowly the tornado of fire and ice lets up, and Green Bull starts falling to the ground. Everyone starts to look at the new shogun, expecting his attack, and here it comes. Leave our island and never come back. I am the guardian deity of Wano, and I won't allow another period of pain and grief for my people. Borrow breath! All the energy Momonosuke has gathered in his mouth gets unleashed in a single but huge blast straight at Green Bull. Unable to defend himself as he got knocked around by multiple strong attacks. Just a few seconds ago, Aramaki gets burned to pieces. After all, fire is still the natural enemy for a forest. Yes, just like that, Momonosuke. Show these Marines who is the boss. Oh, well done, son of Odin. That is exactly how a dragon should act. Decimate your opponents with overwhelming power. The Scabbers also start to praise Lord Momonosuke, but no one expects the fight to be over. Aramaki already recovered once from being burned, so now they are prepared. Wano is a desolate country after Kaido and Orochi destroyed the island's nature, so seeds appearing on the ground are easy to notice. As of now, it's been mainly the Scabbers acting, but a different group is also present. Omasa, Tsunagoro, Cho, and Yatape. All of them surround the seeds from every side, and as soon as Green Bull reformed his body completely, they strike. Yakuza also have honor, but compared to the average samurai, their battles end only after the other is dead or someone stops them in their track. First, Omasa smashes his fist into the face of the foreigner. The velocity of his punch makes his own hand bleed. Now his resources have been created. In a rush of blows, Omasa writes the message, to overcome a desperate situation, make a complete turn in one sudden burst. This is a Japanese idiom, or in this case a wano idiom. Just like this message says, his last punch came after he twisted his own torso, and in one turn he bursts into Green Bull. Cho came second, and with finesse she cuts off pieces of her target's body. Unlike in a raid, she has more room to move around. and her dance-like blade work results in a cutting pattern on the ground that looks like a crescent moon. The third boss to attack is Yatopper. His slither-like sword movements result in waves of blade attacks burrowing themselves deeper and deeper into the body of their enemy. Last but not least, the Hakumai boss Broken Head Tsunagoro enters the fray. He may not be the strongest or the fastest Yakuza boss of Wano, but his all-rounder skill makes him a dangerous fighter in every imaginable way. I have decided to throw away my own style and restart from the beginning. It may not be flashy, but it's a proven basic move. Vertical Slash! With one clean movement, Tsunagoro splits the upper body of Green Bull in two. Even while his face is separated in two parts, the Admiral laughs without any care in the world. You may be strong in this isolated island, but to me you are at most like what a wasp is to an ordinary civilian. This is a real attack, you insects! His torso and face reconnect with each other as he strikes with his fists on the ground. For a moment, nothing happens. The Marine turns his back to the enemies and walks away. It's over, he says. Thorn Prison Forest! Out of the earth, an uncountable number of vicious thorn vines sprout, and before the samurai can jump away or slice the plants to pieces, the 4 Yakuza bosses get captured, the thorns piercing into their bodies. You managed to stop my acorns, but this attack works automatically as long as I remain in range. These people will continue to get punctured by my forest's powers, until they finally die. Give up. 5 of you are already finished. It is only a matter of time before the inevitable outcome will come true. Being scared of the weak samurai, I will take care of this country all on my own. And that's the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the start of the battle between the Samurai of Wano and Green Bull, the Admiral, the newest Admiral of the Marines. This battle is going to continue into the next episode as well, so look forward to that. All that's left from me is to say, stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. See you in the next video. Bye!